Welcome. Yeah, I'm a bit gruff today, G-Money. Had a big night, so hopefully you can still hear me okay. Legends, Butler, hello. Patani, that is the symbol we all want to see, man. Oh, sick dog. Hey, where'd you get a photo of me? That was back in my BDSM days. Sup, welcome. Alright, good to be here. Yeah, so we're gonna keep this pretty casual and answer any questions. So I think feel free to throw stuff into text. Feel free to ask any questions. Um, but maybe before we do that, we'll kick off with just getting everyone from the team to say hi. Say hi in the text, or feel free to jump on our voice and tell us a bit about what you've been up to. Say hi to the crew. Alma, g'day. Hello. What up? Yeah, I had a big night. I'm sorry, man. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Voice is a bit gruff, G tells me. Lucifer. So let's introduce some of our people. Lucifer is the verified deity. He is known for spending the most number of hours on Discord of any human. Butler, you want to throw yourself in for a bit of a introduction? Give us a bit of a dev update. Let's do a round of updates from the team, and then we can dive into some questions. So get preparing your questions, people. And yeah, say hi. Good morning, Koba. Good morning. Templars unite. Appreciate your spirit. Really appreciate it. That's good shit. In the temple, lots of spirit is welcome. Alright. Right. So, looks like we're getting people rolling in. Get started in a couple of minutes. Butler can throw us an update on the dev side. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of the team online today. Got our boy Mission has been helping on some of the marketing, along with Nick. Lucifer has been manning the gate, making sure that people can't get into the temple unless they're truly worthy. Great job. Lost has been organising this whole damn thing. G has been shitposting, which, as we know, is probably the most important role. Yeah, that's right. The king will not be decrowned. Lark's braining it up nice and big. Yeah, so questions, people. What do you got? I mean, What questions do you have? Please hit me, Thanks, G. Web pre-sale. Yeah, soon. Airdrop's already happened, bro. Hopefully you verified. But let's talk first. Alright. So let me be clear. Airdrop has not happened. There is no airdrop. But if you watch yeah, unless you do the airdrop command, but you have to do it in the verify channel, Copenhagen, otherwise it doesn't work. So number one, is anyone interested in the own question? Is that still kicking around? Are people still curious, or is it just totally obvious already that this is not own? Shut that down. Okay, here we go. So as people may know, this project did start originally as an intent to fork home on Polygon. So I understand where the question comes from. And very quickly we realized that forking a protocol is kind of boring, and we decided to scrap that plan entirely and rebuild from the ground. What we intended to come with a second project after that little Polygon foray was to play in the derivative space, to play in the risk management space, to set up something that was helping DeFi people chill and have a really great time without having to play the casino roller coaster or play the stable coin I'm losing money every day game. And so pretty soon after our initial beginning, thanks in part to some thorough feedback from the own community, which I loved actually, slapped a bit of sense into us, if I'm honest, and we were like, no, look, fuck the fork. Let's just get into this properly. Let's go straight for the main meat. And so that's what we did, and I'm sure you've seen the Medium article. And so what's different now is two things. I mean, one is that what we are doing here is building a risk management protocol, a structured products protocol. We're building something that will have a number of investment pools where people are able to park their coin and get exposed to some products that, for example, look at ETH exposure with hedge downside or boosted yield or leverage products, basically layering some derivatives with some exposure to crypto, giving you options that are beyond just total naked shitcoin craziness and stable coins dropping dropping in value every year. So as you can see, that's very different to Ohm's beautiful intent, which is to become the global currency of the world, which is a mission that I totally vibe with, but is just not what we're trying to do at all. So yeah, that's Grace. What's up, bro? Yeah, so that's the biggest difference. Um, Now, in terms of what we're launching first, maybe I'll say a little bit about that. Hold on. There is no spoon. Yeah, any more questions? Gee, any follow-ups? What other questions do you peeps have about this? We love the Omis though. I expect that I expect that a lot of Omis are going to be vibing with this project. We vibe with Ohm. It's a great project as well. But yeah, this is going to be pretty different once we get our roadmap fully unlocked. Yeah, dev track record. This is a perfect layup. Thank you, Potato. Hey, Butler. I hear you've been chewing on some dev updates. Do you want to throw them into the room? Give us some vibes. The vibes are booming. Oh yeah. Welcome to the altar, Canon, Ether. Yeah, so Butler is lead dev on this. Butler is a pretty fire engineer. Um, hasn't been in the Solidity space for decades, but has been a dev for centuries. So knows a lot of shit and is probably rapidly becoming one of the greatest engineers in Ethereum. So yeah, no, the team is super solid on the dev, great track record, um, and I mean, we'll see at the moment we're getting, as we've talked about on the audit, we're getting an informal from someone that has been involved in Ethereum for decades, and we wanted to get that informal audit done just for our own peace of mind. Um, we really didn't want to launch without any review, but we're pretty negative on what we're seeing from the formal audit firms. You may have seen a post from us saying that there's some pretty shitty audit firms that are available for fast audits on a short timeline, and they have a lot of negative reviews, and it seems like it's really just out to try and get Bitcoin a little boosted. So we're going to avoid that one, and we're just very legit devs that have a lot of experience in space to give us a proper code review. And yeah, that's where we're at. So some more good questions coming through. I love this. Okay, so any further questions on audits? Any further questions on that topic? Okay. If not, let's ask a little bit about investment pools. So I can't say too much about this just yet, but I'll give you a little bit. So Potato, as you know, hey, thank you. I really appreciate your contribution to the chat. But to be fair, Jesus. So 33. Now we have just hit the time that the ritual can properly begin. So a little on the investment pools. I won't say too much, but I'm really excited about this part of the product. As you know, derivatives are a pretty hot space in DeFi right now. There's a bunch of projects. Ribbon Lyra is looking pretty sick on the automated market maker for options space. They're going to be launching an L2. There's a couple of binary options players coming around. Quite a bit of derivatives excitement happening, and we're going to be part of that mix, but we're going to be taking a slightly different take. It's going to be something that looks a lot more like an automated trading strategy as opposed to just buying options. So we're going to be putting together an investment pool which will be curated to give a particular investment outcome. So if people want to say, I really want to retain some ETH exposure, but I want some downside protection, here's a pool that gives you that, which will be a combination of derivatives. And if you're saying, look, I want to run something like a covered call strategy or a leverage strategy, you'll be able to invest. And so the intent here is not to build something that's for options traders. It's not for something that is really highbrow finance. A lot of people on the team come from a TradFi, traditional finance background. So that will be going into the product, but the intent is not to build something that is used by traders. It's for the people that want more of a passive play, bang on, which is why we're launching on L1. L1 is passive, and it's to allow people to be able to get happening, be actively trading, because that takes a lot of time. There's too much to do, and it also allows get exposure to the kind of investment strategies that people with B-bags or with the right kind of sophistication can hit. So that's what we want to do. We want to democratize passive but sophisticated derivatives-based investment strategy so that you can get the kind of risk and return you're looking for. Does that give you a little bit more jam, potato? A little more butter for your potato? Sweet, sweet. Well, that's where it's at. So we'll have a lot more to say on those. They're obviously not coming on launch day one, but that's what this protocol's all about. And what is coming on phase one is TempleCoin itself, of course, which is like the wrapper for the whole and you've probably seen a few of the mechanics in our Medium posts talking about how that's going to work. This intrinsic value concept that we're really excited about. Does anyone have any questions on that side? Should I jam a little bit on that topic? Yeah, phase two, Butler makes a good point. We're working on phase two right now. So those investment pools and trading strategies is exactly where our dev is, because the product for first launch is totally done. We're just waiting for our informal audit from the guy who was back in Ethereum with G in 92 to finish, and then we can launch that product. And in the meantime, what do we mean by derivatives? Good question. Good question. Yeah, derivatives, for anyone that has that question, derivatives is a name for a group of investment assets that you can invest in that are that are not based on holding a real asset themselves. So they're a derivative of an asset. They're a synthetic. They're something that instead of, say, holding Tesla shares, you could hold a derivative on Tesla shares, which is something that gives you money based on how a Tesla share moves, but it's not a Tesla share itself. Same thing here. We'll create some derivatives, which are things that give you money if, say, the Ether price moves, but it's not Ether itself. And what that does is it allows you to do things like make money if Ether drops in price, which means that you protect your downside a little. Things like this. So if you're not familiar with options or futures, they're derivatives, and that's all they are. They're financial tools that help you make money based on how other prices. They're very commonly used by traders, by people in traditional finance that are looking for really sophisticated investment strategies. And one of the big problems with options and derivatives is gas. But a big part of that problem is because people are attempting to sell derivatives. People are attempting to sell derivatives individually. And so by having it as a pool, of course, we're pooling together the capital far more gas efficient for all the people who participate in a more sophisticated strategy. I thought you were going to refund all of our gas fees virtually. Isn't that what you said? Yeah, we don't have any plans to refund gas fees right now, but you're welcome to put a proposal forward if it makes sense for the protocol. Let us know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Lux is bang on it because we have scale. Gas is going to be a lot more efficient, and because we can implement strategies for everyone. Yeah, you understand. It's going to be saving a lot of gas, and that becomes really important when you're layering on. Yeah, good question. Who's coming up with the strategies? So that is going to be the team at first, of course. We have quite a few people that are pretty deep in the traditional finance world, as well as some people that are very deep in DeFi. And so we're going to be bringing both those skills together and make something that has some real zing to it. We've got quite a few good ideas. But then after that, we're going to be open source. People want to if people want to propose strategies, then we're going to be easily able to implement those as well. The community can add extra strategies that become available. All right, Locks, bringing home the questions. Yeah, so that's a really important question, Lux, because very soon, that's exactly what's going to be launching is the Temple token itself. And we do put quite a bit of very thin. We did put quite a bit of thought into redesigning mechanics of the way a governance token. I'm really excited about this. The governance token is based around this concept of intrinsic value, and it's really simple once you get your head around it, but because it's very new, it's a little different to anything I've seen out there. Um, so I was really excited by what the team cooked up. How it works is value comes into the protocol, and that comes by people buying Temple. So for the early believers, they'll be buying Temple, they'll be minting from the protocol. It will be available in the AMM as well, but for a bunch of reasons that I can explain, often the best way to get your Temple will be from the protocol, and that means value to treasury. This will be a direct mint, it won't be a bond, it won't be anything like OHM, it will be direct mint from the protocol. No delays or anything like that. And once you have your Temple, the value goes into treasury. Treasury can then invest that in assets. We have a very flexible contract. Butler is built from the ground up where we can invest treasury in any kind of strategy you like. Now, partly that will be investing, just investing our stable coins like anyone else in DeFi. But soon, how that will link to what we were previously talking about is that we'll be able to set up some investment strategies for putting treasury funds to work by seeding these investment pools. And that means that we'll be able to earn value for the treasury, for the temple holders, by these investment pools, by taking a really tiny clip of, some management fees, some fees for the pools, by providing some treasury funds to help establish them. So there's a bunch of ways that treasury will be, and all of this will grow treasury. So treasury will grow by people minting new temple, treasury will grow by treasury investing in its proceeds. And as the treasury values grow, the intrinsic value will grow. And that's something that we really want to focus on. The intrinsic value is the total amount of dollars in treasury divided by temple tokens. So if we have $100 in treasury and we have 100 temple tokens that are in circulation and staked, that would be $1 per token. And temple is designed so that the intrinsic value can only increase. So every the chat is really distracting. Gee, seriously, you the king now, just shit posting for days. So intrinsic value will only increase because we've designed it in this way that rewards can only be minted from growth in intrinsic value. Now let me explain what that means, because it's a new concept that I haven't seen in any other protocol. Let's say that a bunch of new people buy into the protocol, investment returns are made, the treasury grows, right? So tomorrow the treasury is grown by 50%. And if there's the same number of temple tokens that are, then that means that the intrinsic value per token will grow by 50%. And what we do is we harvest that growth in intrinsic value. We say, okay, well, this intrinsic value has gone up. Let me take a portion of that and mint new temple tokens that are basically backed by that intrinsic value. So every new mint of temple is backed by growth in the treasury reserves. And that gives a totally different level of backing to a governance token, basically. So the amount of value that backs the governance token will always be increasing, and it will be impossible for the protocol, and we did it, to overly inflate the temple tokens in a way that dilutes intrinsic value. Dear God. And so, yeah, what that means is you can't get into a situation where people are, well, the protocol is minting so many governance that value is decreasing, and you can't get into a situation where what you hold is declining in value on an intrinsic value level. So if you buy Temple and you stake it, what that means is that you have an absolute floor on the price. Temple tokens cannot go to zero because there is an intrinsic value, and the protocol will buy them back at the intrinsic value, which is not yet being described yet in our Medium articles. So there is a real floor of value in your Temple token. It's something that cannot go to zero. You'll be able to get the intrinsic value back, and over time that intrinsic value is increasing. So if you hold your Temple, your floor of value, the minimum, and you'll also be accumulating more reward. Yeah, through like a dividend mechanism, through more staking. So you get your Temple token, you stake it, and you get A, growth in intrinsic value. Oh no, I'm cutting out randomly. That's not good. It seems like potatoes are still hearing me, but it's good for the most part. Okay, well, let me know if it goes to shit. Maybe I can do something different. I'll try and speak slowly to make sure that the message comes through. Just hit me if something I say doesn't make sense, and I'll repeat. I'll throw something in text. Okay, sick. Alright, so you get the intrinsic value. That's cool. Maybe I need to turn off my VPN and start coming in through Estonia or something. Um, kidding. So, so I'll explain the staking rewards, but do let me know if I'm not coming through clear. So on staking, you'll stake and you'll get rewards. But how are the rewards calculated? Well, they're calculated for the growth in intrinsic value. So every time that intrinsic value increases, regularly, about once a week, there'll be a harvest. That harvest will basically generate a bunch of new temple mints. It'll mint a bunch of temple by the treasury for the stakers. And so it will say intrinsic value has gone up a whole bunch. We'll harvest 80% of that into new temples, and we'll take most of that new harvested temple and we'll add it to the staking pool that's available to give to stakers. So the protocol itself defines, and this is all on chain, how many temple gets minted, fixed, and it's because of this growth in intrinsic value. That gets sent over to the pool for stakers, and so you can see how many rewards are there available for stakers. And then at a daily yield, there'll be a yield that is given to stakers that's drawing from that pool. So intrinsic value go up, temple are harvested, harvested temple tokens get added to the staking pool, and then a yield is paid out of that pool, kind of like a balance of rewards. Shuffling through game. Automatic gain control. Okay, Lucifer, let's see if this does it. Come on, Discord, man. What have you got for me? Okay, I just turned off automatic gain control. Did that help? Did that make any difference? Tell me that sounds better. I would like to know that sounds better. Okay, lower. Does that help with the volume, or am I a good volume now? It sounds better, but quieter. Okay. Okay. Alright. Just raise your volume, my people. Discord couldn't handle the gains. Okay. Already at 200. I'll start eating the microphone. We need more gains, but Discord can't handle it. You'll have to come to the temple instead. Okay, so get new ears. This is absolutely foreshadowing the temple gains. Too much for Discord to handle. No, I'm super psyched. I mean, the whole team actually super psyched about this mechanism for rewards because I haven't seen any protocol that is as safe when it comes to rewards, and I'm really interested to see what the community, what you guys are going to do about that, because the fact that the reward pool is minted based on growth and intrinsic value just gets me so excited, because you've got this floor of value that grows. The longer you hold it, the safer it becomes. And at the same time, you have rewards that are accumulating. Yeah, that's true. Tinder. Um, you'll never know that, Monk. You'll never be sure. Um, but I'm pretty sure that if it was G Money speaking right now, he would be calling people names. Exactly. Yeah. No, G tells me I'm shit at shit posting, so you should be able to tell the difference between the two of us. As no one's actually sure that G actually has a voice, just communicates through memes, as far as anyone's aware. Yeah, gifts are the new voice, baby. Yeah, I'm glad you're loving it too. We're really pumped about this. Really pumped about it. I think it's such a good way to share value with the community. Yeah, V1 product is ready, but what the V1 product is, Tato, I love your questions, man. Thanks for coming to the altar, bringing your questions and presenting them to the court of prayer. So V1 product is two things, right? It's the temple token itself, and um, it's the and this is more from a dev side. It's not something that people will see from a user perspective, but it's the way that we've set up the contract system that allows us to harvest, to allow us to give the temple return, that allows us to obviously do staking and buying the temple back at intrinsic value. And most importantly, we've developed this in a way that is really flexible and allows us to invest with our investment strategies. And we needed that from the beginning because we not only invest our treasury reserves in DeFi, um, in a, just in a normal DeFi sense, but we also need to invest our treasury into our investment pools. So V1 product is the whole architecture that allows us to have our governance token, provide rewards, and invest in investment strategy. And so that whole framework is the V1 product. And then what will come next, V2, is using that framework to deploy our investment strategies. So that's what's coming up first. And we wanted the believers to be able to get access first. So there won't be any investment strats in place for pre-sale. You seem shady, Tiger Lily. Look at that strange mushroom face. Yeah, which school? Butler? Do you want to get on it? Funny. So yeah, any more questions, crew? What do we got? What do you got for the altar? Hit us up. Ask me anything. When ape. Soon. No, really soon. The only thing holding us up on the launch for pre-sale right now is this informal audit. We want to get this audit done with our Ethereum god. We just don't want to launch anything that is potentially virtual continues to troll. So on the audit side, we're getting an audit from a really serious Ethereum dev. Um, and we'll have the results of that back. We're open, like if you guys want us to do a formal audit, we're happy to. But any audit firm that has a reputation that's worth listening to is going to take a couple of months to release. So our thinking is release first, and if people want that, we can also get that going. But if you'd like to delay the launch of Temple for the formal audit from a legit firm, where well, I just don't think that sounds like a good idea. But you guys let us know what your opinion is. But we will have an announcement on. Funny. Yeah, we'll give more details about that. Trust us, we're the most worried about the code integrity. It means a lot to us that this project works. So, in my opinion, that's the same way. Like, I think the timing, pretty serious. So I think it's pretty hot right now. Yeah, Butler is the one that's the most keen to make sure we get a proper code. That it's his work. His notes are on the line. We have them currently tied up in a vice on the altar, so we want to make sure that we don't have to sacrifice them to the gods. Yeah. No, we really want this to Pompeii. I mean, I'm really excited about bringing some new investment opportunities to DeFi. I'm really excited about having this temple intrinsic value strategy, giving rewards in any way. In fact, I'm so excited evangelical, which is maybe fitting in the temple. I really want to see more DeFi projects take the framework that we've developed. I don't see this as something that only works for Temple. I think this is the way that rewards should be given to communities. If this ends up being loved as much as we hope, then I'd love to see the way that we do the intrinsic value harvest and the sharing of rewards. I don't see why that wouldn't be a far better way for any protocol that's a real protocol, right? Like something that has, like Uniswap obviously has utility and the governance token. Well, any protocol that's like that has real utility should have a governance token structure that's a little more sophisticated so that it doesn't just act like a shitcoin. It should instead have some protection around not infinite minting. We don't want to tighten. That's a real problem. But then also, if it's just got fixed supply, it tends to bounce around like crazy, crazy volatile. That's not in the interest of long-term community building either. So I think every governance token should be incentivizing long-term engagement community members and people that believe in it long term, making rich over the long term, generating a lot of wealth over the long term. And at the same time, it should be limiting the amount of doesn't trash value. And if more governance tokens were doing both of those things, I think DeFi would be a much better place. So hopefully the framework that we've built here is off. Yes, structure of the pre-sale. Okay, looks like we're hitting that time. I expected these questions would come. All right. So the structure of the pre-sale, I can tell you a little full details about how the pre-sale is going to work, but I can tell you how it's going to work, if you know what I mean. Okay, so when pre-sale, um, when Moon, when Lambo, yeah, the three come together, obviously. So this is the way pre-sale is going to work. We are going to have a number of rounds sale where different groups will be let in for purchase. We'll be using the temple mechanisms, which allows people to buy at a discount, obviously, during pre-sale. We'll be capping the volume that each person buy. Um, one person buying out the entire pre-sale, but we people in, and if anyone does want to make a particularly large purchase, then get in touch with and maybe we can see what we can arrange. Um, but what we're going to have is multiple rounds, so the pre-sales will go on for a little while. We've got too many people that we want to let in. Of course, we don't want to only have uh, the first 100 temple guards being invited into the pre-sale. We opened up this Discord a while back now, and we want to make sure that all the Templars get access, because you guys have been here and shitposting with us for this whole time. Yeah, case in point. So because of that, we're going to have multiple rounds, and so it won't just be the first 100. Everyone will have the ability to access it, but there will be some criteria that will determine which round you get into. And so obviously, being verified is going to be really important. And but actually, that's true. It will be like if you're not verified. Also, obviously, we'll the temple guards will get access, but all the people in get access. People that oh oh god, I really shouldn't have made that comment about verifying. Um, I'm giving away the secrets. Come on, peeps. So yeah, being verified is going to be important. Being active in the community will probably have an impact, and being able to help with any sharing of temple and so on when we launch will also have an impact. So that sort of stuff will help. So if chances are this guy is a LARP, like a live action role player, is that what you think I'm doing? This could be misleading. Okay. Oh no, the bots. Right. Unfortunately, Tiger Lily, you've messed with my bots. We don't actually have anyone in the community here. They're all actually just my bots, and your comment has broken the algorithm, and all of a sudden they're just copy pasting you. So this is a real problem for me. Oh fuck, they're really breaking up now. Yeah, we're gonna make it. Hey, don't worry. These are criteria that you can um, get a part of. Yeah. So it's not as though there's an opportunity here that you can't access. Be active in the community. Um, Help us share once we begin the pre-launch process, and you'll be involved. You'll be involved. So yeah, that should be coming. I mean, as soon as we get this audit done, we're going to be hitting that. So it's coming soon, but we don't want to rush it. We don't want to do something with code that hasn't been checked. So and I can't tell you how long that's going to take. If, well, first of all, the audit needs to be completed, and second of all, if there's so I can't give you an absolute locked-in date. But as soon as we have that audit, we can lock in the date. We can give full details, and we're on. It's game on at that point. So yeah, yeah, spot on, potato. Um, you'll buy in with some stables. You'll get some temple. Those funds will go into treasury. Treasury will grow intrinsic value. Growth in intrinsic value will create rewards, and the treasury value itself will be used to invest in investment strategies, and that will seed our derivatives. That will seed our investment pools, and then And then boom, we're away. Tiger, are you new here? This was the first, but I can answer it for you if you like. Does anyone else from the community want to answer it? This is a test. Yeah, look, okay, thanks. I appreciate it. Well, you can listen back to the recording. You'll hear the answer. You can hear the answer in the recording. Yeah, any more cues? What do you got for us? We've got only a couple minutes left. The whole time. Holy shit! Almost an hour's gone by. Sisukas. Yeah, I love you too, potato. Seriously, potatoes are my favorite. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. Um, yeah, we tried to pick this time slot for one that would work for all of the continents. So I'm glad you're loving it. All right, so investment strategies are determined. We did touch on that a little earlier. Let me just repeat. They are determined by, first of all, the team. We'll be setting up the first few investment strategies, and then second of all, by the community. So we'll have people be able to propose and vote on strategies for Temple to launch new products and to also generate return on our treasury. How do you buy Temple token? Well, seeing that you're here, you will get access to the pre-sale. You'll go into our app. You will buy some Temple tokens for your stable, and you will receive them and stake them, and you're away. Any more detail I can help you with? You let me know. Yes, of course. We want to give a lot more detail around these investment strategies as well. Um, but we don't want to give everything away just yet. As you know, it's pretty hot. So we don't want to give away all our secrets just yet. But we will be giving more detail on that. And yeah, exactly. I mean, farming is a bit over. So we this is part of the reason why we want to invest in our investment strategies, providing opportunities. So that's going to be pretty hot. Yeah, I mean, feel free to repost our tweets or that sort of thing. But you're most welcome to push once we start the pre-sale. That's when it'll be most helpful. Did I miss any more questions? What else is hitting? Um, Scrolling up, seeing if I missed anything. You push after you fill your bags. Yeah. Yeah. This potato's got some smarts. Pre-sale cap size. What do you reckon? What do you think it should be at? What cap would you like, SK? Tell me. I'm curious. A few hundred K? Okay. Yeah. Is that how everyone else is feeling? Yeah, okay. 8 fig cap? Yeah, that's good. We don't want anyone aping in with 9 figs, so I think that's sensible. Good idea. yeah, look, obviously little details like cap size. So if you guys convince us that there's a good cap level, you know, we can tweak it there. So let us know your thoughts. And you know, where we go. But I don't think, I'm not sure it's going to be 8 figs. So if anyone does want to make particularly, yeah, we were thinking something even less than 100, but um, because we're going to do a few rounds, but we're open to feedback. Let us know what you think, and if you want to buy something that is, you know, if you want to explore a larger purchase, get in touch. And if you've got some way you can help us, then you know maybe there's a way we can. So if you're carrying around 100 ETH rocks, you want to convert them on the altar. Yeah, I'm looking at you, monk. Secret whale. Yeah, Festing Cliff. Yeah, totally. We were contemplating getting some investors in, um, but then we realized we didn't really need them. Um, but if we do end up taking any investment, we'd be vesting it. So yeah, totally agree. And if anyone wants to, you know, come in and buy a large chunk, private sale, yeah, totally. But I mean, no one's going to be dumping this. I mean, why would you dump? Intrinsic value just goes up and up. Rewards keep compounding. I mean, what's the point of selling? Why would you do that? Makes no sense. Do you just hate money? All right, we got 2 minutes left, team. Any last questions? What do you got for us? Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to the altar. Thanks for chatting. Sorry my voice is so gruff. Be, hopefully you could understand me okay. Intrinsic value. I mean, you should never say never, hey. But the protocol is designed so that intrinsic value, right? The minting cannot decrease intrinsic value. Up only, baby. All right. Well, looks like we're wrapping, people. So you are badass. Yes, you are. Shout out to you and your sister. All right. Love you all. Thanks. The bots are back. You guys. Stay safe. Chill in the temple. Love you all. Look forward to making it with you all on pre-launch. Sweet. Yeah, this community is killing me. Love you guys. All right. All right. We're wrapping. We're getting out of here. Farewell. Good night. Good evening. Good morning. Make sure you say good morning in the morning ritual channel. You never know what might happen. Being polite's good. It's good for pre-sale, you know? We're gonna make it. Alright. Peace out. Peace out. We're dropping here. See you guys.